reflect on the darkest times in your life, sometimes you gotta do that. I was up.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
See, he's been conditioned to believe exactly what he said in that interview. That whole "he's entitled, Billy" line, yeah, that's not even his fault. That mindset came straight from his mom, passed down and filtered into him like it's second nature. It's deep, man, deeper than people even realize. Somebody said, snatch Kim like it was a game. Then they go, tell Puff you want to see again, get your ass down to the nearest spot. Man, that kind of talk is wild. You could almost feel the pain in situations like that. It hits later, after the adrenaline fades, when the shock wears off, and you finally realize what just happened. It's that deep kind of hurt that creeps in after the chaos. Then someone says, okay, we'll wait. You could pray for a miracle. Like, really? That kind of line hits different when everything's already spiraling. And the voice, it didn't even sound the same anymore, like the energy changed. He told this story from back in the day, said it happened at Chris Lighty's wedding. Dude came up and said, I'll take you shopping. And he's like, what? What did you just say? Man, he had to walk off before things got out of hand. Didn't want to turn that wedding into a whole scene. It's weird though, like when a guy says to a girl, oh, let's go shopping or something, I'll pay for it. But this time it hit different. He said, I had to get out of there fast, man. That was too strange for me. The whole moment was off, completely unexpected. So here we go again. Curtis Jackson in the mix. You already know I was out there promoting vitamin water, the best in the game, no question about it. None of those other guys were stepping up to do that, but I did. I saw the vision, I took the shot, and it paid off big time. Yeah, you can imagine what that meant for me. That was a power move, straight up. And about me and Puff, yeah, there was some tension over that music project. He'd given his people the green light to explore new opportunities, and that's when Mac came to me. At first, he didn't have the kind of material that got me hyped, but I still brought him on tour. During that time, he created something fresh that finally caught my attention. That's when things started getting real exciting. When me and Puff tried to circle back and make that deal happen, things went sideways fast. He was being totally unreasonable, like he was holding on too tight. I honestly think he saw Mace as the final piece of his legacy. With Biggie gone and the locks out, that was the last thread connecting him to that golden era. Then the room shifted. People were nervous. The tension was real. Someone said, we don't smile around here.
I love because I love you back. And you, and you, and you, and you, even if you're a little sex worker.
That guy might take us all out. The vibe turned heavy, like everyone knew too much but didn't want to say it out loud. Then another voice whispered, Puffy knows exactly who hit that man. You could feel the fear, like they'd just seen something they shouldn't have. There was even talk about a guy from the west side ready to jump in and stir up more trouble. Things were chaotic. People were running, shouting. It was wild. And at that point, I just laughed and said, guess this means I won't be getting any invites to the fancy house parties in the Hamptons. But honestly, I didn't care one bit. I don't need that fake energy around me. Anyway, no way, man. No way this is happening. Had me running around in circles trying to lock in that deal, and he's out here playing games. Like, come on, if you're gonna make the deal, make the deal. Don't drag it out like that. Then it hit me. I was done. I said, you know what? Forget it. I don't even want to do this deal anymore. I was heated, ready to walk away from the whole thing right then and there. I told him straight up, forget the deal. I'm done with it. I wasn't about to let anyone waste my time or energy like that anymore. And from that moment on, I said no more of that puff stuff, no more of that slick talk, no more of that fake juice. I was cutting all that off for good. It was time to move different. Man, it's all about being competitive out here, you feel me? People ask, so you and Diddy, you and Puff, cool now? And I'm like, nah, not really. I don't vibe with that too much, to be honest. Things just don't sit right sometimes, you know? And no, this was before all that other stuff, like the situation with Daphne or whatever. That came later. I'm just saying, man, I haven't kissed anyone in the mouth in like 10 years. Somebody out there gotta handle that for real. But here's the thing. There's always stuff going down behind the scenes that the public never sees. That's the stuff that really stirs things up. You got people like James Cruz and others moving shady, doing things on Puff's behalf, making it seem like they're just acting on their own. Then when it blows up, Puff plays it off like he doesn't know what's happening, but everyone in the circle knows it's coming straight from him. It's all part of the game. Yeah, you can tell people start feeling way more comfortable once they see others stepping up and speaking their truth too. It's like once the first person opens up, everyone else starts loosening up. The energy changes fast. And check this, he's got a pattern when it comes to who he dates. He tends to go for people who are already involved with someone he knows. Wild, right? He even has a child with a woman who once dated Tupac. That connection alone gets people talking. We had even more details, but we had to trim it down to fit the timing. There was so much more that could have been said. And let's be real, certain things slid by just because it was Puff. People looked the other way. It's not like he was hiding in the closet or anything. Nah, it was more like he was standing right there in the hallway, halfway in, halfway out. And after all that, things started getting even messier behind closed doors. Once people realized how deep those connections really went, the whispers turned into full-on conversations. Everybody had a story, and suddenly folks weren't scared to talk anymore. There were moments when you could see it, the tension, the side eyes, the half smiles that said more than words ever could. People around him started moving cautious, like they didn't want to get caught up in anything that might come back to bite them later. And what really got wild was how he kept trying to control the narrative, acting like everything was normal, while everyone around him knew something was off.
I asked 50 about that, and he said you did the same thing to him. You asked him to take him shopping.
Yeah, I thought he needed some clothes.
The image he tried to project in public wasn't matching what was going down in private, and that's when the cracks started showing. Not long after that, the whole scene started to shift. People who used to stay quiet were now dropping little hints in interviews, on podcasts, even at parties, like everyone suddenly had something to say. You could feel the walls closing in, like the truth was chasing him down fast. Everywhere he went, there was this heavy energy, smiles on the surface, but tension underneath. Folks in his circle started disappearing one by one, either distancing themselves or getting caught up in their own mess trying to protect him. It was like a domino effect. Once one story fell, a dozen more started tumbling right after. And the crazy part? He was still trying to act unbothered, putting on that calm front like nothing could touch him. But behind those shades and that grin, you could tell he was feeling the heat. People talk, and when too many stories start sounding the same, you know something is real. By the time the pressure hit its peak, everything around him was starting to fall apart. The same people who once defended him were now staying silent, and silence says a lot. It was like everyone knew the storm was coming, but no one wanted to be standing too close when it hit. Every event, every post, every move he made started getting picked apart by the public. Folks weren't just watching, they were investigating. Old clips were resurfacing, old stories were being connected, and suddenly all those little moments people brushed off.
What? I'm a nice guy.
Yo, why do you and Fifth just...
Hey, yo.
Why y'all not...
I mean, y'all can't see it.
No, we can't see
Y'all
it,
can't
man.
see that he loves me?
But see...
You really, hold on, you really think that's hate? When you really break it down, you've been out here a long time. You know he loves me.
I don't think he like it.
Off before were making way too much sense. Behind the scenes, some of his closest allies were scrambling, trying to clean things up, trying to control the spin. But the internet doesn't forget. Once the spotlight turns hot, there's no cooling it down. And you could see it in his face. That calm, untouchable energy he used to have was gone. Now it was replaced with worry, like he knew the truth was too big to bury this time. The legend that once stood untouchable was now standing on shaky ground, and everyone could see the cracks spreading fast. As everything came crashing down, the truth couldn't stay buried any longer. The rumors became headlines, the whispers became confessions, and the whole story finally spilled out for the world to see. The empire he built on image and influence started shaking from the inside, and people were watching every move, waiting to see if he'd fight back or finally fall. Those once standing beside him started backing off, protecting their own names. The glitz, the luxury, the power, all of it started to fade under the weight of what was finally being exposed. And for the first time, you could tell he wasn't in control anymore. The charm, the confidence, gone. What was left was a man realizing that no amount of fame can hide the truth forever. When all the masks came off, the game was over. The real story stood there raw and unfiltered, and everybody had something to say about it. If you've been following this wild ride, make sure you like, subscribe, share, and drop a comment below. Tell us what you think. Was it all finally karma catching up, or just another chapter in a never-ending saga? Either way, you don't want to miss what's coming next.